It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
This NBA season in full swing, and we are so glad to have you here with us on 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson. Shaq is here. He's excited. Kenny is here. He's excited.
Yes.
We're just happy to have you here. Tonight we'll see the Oklahoma City Thunder playing against the San Antonio Spurs. Well, for San Antonio, they know it's always tougher winning on the road, facing a solid team but one with weaknesses. They'll look to take advantage and steal the win. And you often hear about the on-court intensity of some of the all-time greats, guys like Kobe and Jordan, but they'll tell you that Russell Westbrook has that same edge to his game. Guys, how does that work to his advantage?
He's always had the utmost confidence in himself. It bleeds out of him. You see the confidence. And in any question that you had about his leadership has been answered right now.
I agree with that. And one thing I like about his game is he looks for a way to take over the game from start to finish.
And he's made popular a new statistical category.
Which is?
Triple Russells.
Ooh, I like that.
Oh, I like that, Ernie.
Yeah,
you got two of them,
I
right?
stole it from someone.
But that's okay. It sounds better coming out of your mouth.
Here's Kevin Harlan.
K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Our national anthem performer, Linda Lind, and we're getting ready to go. It's the NBA here on 2K Sports. With Brent Barry and Greg Anthony, this is Kevin Harlan, and David Aldridge will be joining us on the sideline as well. In the last meeting for these two teams, the Spurs came away with the win against the Thunder.
And they weren't anywhere near as sharp as they would like to be. But at the end of the day, a win's a win. And they've got to feel good about that.
And nothing tips off a broadcast like getting the lowdown from the sidelines. And we've got David Aldridge there for that. David, good evening.
Well, guys, we all know how hard Russell Westbrook plays every night. Coach Billy Donovan said he plays with such force and passion. He gets so intense, so competitive, so emotional, but he's doing a good job of bringing himself back together and understanding there's other guys out there depending on him. Kevin?
And that's how Russ has always been, D.A., a high-motor player who leaves it all out on the floor. Some good bigs, some good forwards going head-to-head tonight. Brent, in your opinion, which teams have the best front court units right now in the NBA?
Kevin, the only one that really comes to mind right now as an established front court to me that starts and plays the bulk of the minutes is DeAndre Jordan and Blake Griffin in Los Angeles. Those two guys continuing to grow, learning through some losses, but more winning in recent years. That's a pretty dynamic combination, although I would tell you, Philly's got something brewing, don't you think?
There's no doubt. And Embiid is at the very beginning of that conversation. They've got some length. They've got very unique bigs. It's an interesting group to watch develop.
We could also throw in possibly Gorgie Jang and Karl Anthony Towns. Might as well include those young guys as well.
Well, anything with Towns in it, I think, has got to be part of the conversation. And the starting group for the Spurs, Parker and Green are the guard set. Aldridge is at the 4 with Gasol at the 5. And it's Anderson in at the small forward. It's stolen by Adams, pushing it up. Goes up, and Adams with the slam.
Yes, Steven Adams is a big getting out and running in transition, making himself a big target on the fast break.
Parker against Westbrook. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Anderson. And so it's Oklahoma City with it. Here's Westbrook and Parker with the block. but they'll get another chance. Anthony. And that one is off. And the Spurs going the other way now. Want to keep rolling here following the win against Memphis.
And I felt like they came out of that with a terrific game plan, especially on the offensive end.
The defense seemed to be swirling and guessing about where the attack was coming from, inside, outside, and in transition.
First quarter of play, 1 minute played. Double team on Parker. Gasol kicks to Anderson. And finished off by Anderson.
Anderson has those long strides anytime he's in the open court. A difficult player to guard when he's going to the rack.
George with the bucket.
I really like the awareness, noticing that he's got the mismatch, and then he just used his size as his advantage on the layup.
Green, the pass to Parker. Double team on Parker. Paul George with the steal. And here we go. George heading to the hoop, and it's George finishing it off.
And hustle paying off there for George in the open court. Gets up court in a flash and finishes before the D can even react.
And that replay presented by Under Armour, showing us the fantastic steal that led to that fast break finish. Another unleashed chaos moment. Here's Green, following the score by Oklahoma City. Here's Roberson. That falls. Nice feed that time from George. Roberson's got his first points of the night.
They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
Parker kicks to Green. Green draws the double. Back to Parker. And Adams sends it back.
Adams is a decent shot blocker, but relies on his position mostly, that time in the right spot.
And it's George missing. If you're just tuning in, we played about 2.5 minutes here in the first. And here is Parker. He gives a bit of a scoring lift to the team, averaging 8 points a game. 6 on the shot clock. Shot from the wing. Another miss by Parker.
And that was an easy one there, just a missed opportunity.
Yeah, sometimes everything can go right, but the shot doesn't go down. Nothing there is automatic.
Now here's Green, following the miss by Russell Westbrook. Green kicks to Parker. He sinks the 11-footer. Parker's got his first bucket in this one.
And that's a nice jump shot there by Parker. Caught it right in rhythm.
Here's Westbrook. That's in for the first basket of the game after 3 attempts.
Just reliable, guys. He's just always trying to make the right play.
Parker kicks to Anderson. Gasol inside. Adams defending. And pushing it up here. Here is Oklahoma City. Anderson with the block.
Good intensity on defense. Kyle Anderson using the length that time and timing it well to get the rejection.
That's tipped. Aldridge dishes to Parker. Oh, and a fast break for Oklahoma City. And that one, good. Westbrook's got his second bucket tonight.
Yeah, and the defense has been on their back heels with the way they've been running the ball up the floor. And Pau Gasol, one of the most skilled 7-footers this league has ever seen. Whether it's the low post, high post, flaring off picks, you want the ball in his hands.
And he gets it to go.
Anderson has great vision as a point forward. Exceptional court awareness.
And Westbrook, here we go. Kept alive. Shots good by Anthony.
Yeah, these defenders just looked a bit overmatched, especially inside.
Parker against Westbrook. Double team on Parker. Here's Aldridge. Out to Parker. Banked in off the glass.
And able to get it done once again in close. Just one of the ultimate finishers at the rim.
Here's Westbrook. Goes back up. And there's the nice layup by Adams.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
Green, the screen. And now the fast break. Anthony with the ball. And finished off by Westbrook.
methodical in their approach. They have absolutely owned this first quarter.
Yeah, you can credit the play calling. Nothing really fancy, just imposing their will on the inside.
And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game.
A lot of people look at Russell and think you roll the ball out, and with his athleticism and tenaciousness, he just takes it over. But the guy hits the film room. I mean, he studies up. He wants to know about his opponent. He wants to get better as a performer, get more consistent. So there's a lot of work going on behind the scenes with Russell Westbrook.
And for Westbrook and his watching of film, he isn't looking for what he's doing on the floor. Granny says he's gaining an understanding for everyone else.
I think that kind of approach is pretty heady, don't you, Kevin? And the fact that Russell not only wants to improve himself, he wants to have a better understanding of every aspect of the game. That's his decision-making. That's where his teammates are finding success on the floor. Defensively, how teams are matching up with him. That's a lot to take in on top of the responsibilities he already has for this Oklahoma City team.
A chance here to assess what parts of the floor the attempts have been coming from as we look at the shot chart for the Thunder.
And they haven't been able to exploit the three from the corner. Maybe some better ball movement would help open the floor and get that shot into their arsenal.
And so it's San Antonio with it. It's a 10-point game. Gasol kicks to Anderson. Anthony against Aldridge. And here we go with Westbrook heading to the hoop. And Westbrook throws it down.
Well, he's edge-of-your-seat material out in transition. Westbrook is equally adept at pulling up for the shot or taking it to the rack.
Spurs trail by 12. Gasol a screen. Anderson with the ball. George picks him up. And the foul called on Russell Westbrook. That's his first foul. Hey, Brent, we've seen Hall of Fame players become coaches, but often it seems like the smart role player, they sustain more success in that role of head coach. Why is that?
I think, Kevin, a lot of times the role player is a conduit between both ends of the spectrum of your team. He can communicate with the star player. He can also talk to the guy who's the 12th man on the bench and make sure that both of them are getting what it is that they need to be in the best position to succeed. That's why you see a lot of players in that middle ground who do a great job of becoming NBA coaches as they understand the role of each.
And the work ethic, too, because for role players, maybe it hasn't come as easy. Whereas for a superstar, it was too easy.
That's true, Kevin. And how much work do you have to do with the most talented player on your team? It's pretty specific what his role is going to be. I think a role player who ends up being a coach understands the work dynamic of the rest of the team surrounding that player to create a great positive environment around your star.
Now here's Anderson. Paul George unable to get his shot to go. Kicks to Anthony. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
Well, Melo's getting inside, maybe even under the skin right now of the defense. Always am amazed at the consistency of what Carmelo Anthony and his ability to score the basketball has done. Averaged 20 points per game, even as a rookie, and no matter the situation, he definitely can carry a team with his scoring.
That free throw good from Anthony. And with Melo, the 20 points a game, his whole career is astounding. Given the length of the time he's played, Brent, it helps when you're the #1 option, as he is on offense.
Well, Carmelo has been the #1 option in any offense his whole life. He's going to go down as one of the NBA's greatest scorers of all time and just a consistent threat you can rely upon night in and night out.
Brent, when you were playing in Seattle, those were the best assist years, statistically, of your career. What led you to become such a catalyst for that offense?
Well, it was interesting just as I finally got an opportunity to start to play with the basketball as a two-guard a little bit more in Seattle, trying to play a little bit more up-tempo. And again, I'll mention opportunities because of Gary Payton getting double-teamed. It opened up situations for me, Kevin, where I could be a bit more creative as the off guard.
And you love that, didn't you?
I love playing that way. I wish I had more years of doing that, kind of the run and gun style that Phoenix employed for most of the mid-2000s with that 7 seconds or less. I could have been agreeable with that.
Nice shot by Felton.
And the defense looks soft early on. They've got to sum it up a little more sense of urgency.
Mills passes to Gay. Unloads from 13. That one goes in.
And this is an area where Gay is especially dangerous. A terrific mid-range scorer.
Here's Westbrook. Good work defensively by Ginobili.
Hey, even though he's been off, the team's still winning, so the hope is that he's going to get going.
Ball's knocked loose. Westbrook tried. Oh!
Wait. I know it's just two, but man, that's a nice two. Westbrook with the insane creativity.
Spurs trail by 10. Now here's Mills. He's coming off a 10-point game against the Grizzlies in Memphis. Ginobili kicks to Aldridge. Back to Ginobili. Shoots the three. No good on that one. So the Thunder will take it the other way. They're coming off that win against Minnesota.
And I love the fact that they did such a good job of really reacting to what the defense was giving them.
They capitalized on so many opportunities. The offense tonight just extremely fluid.
Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over. As the teams head into this timeout, a chance for the coaches now to map out some plays for the next few minutes and a chance for the players to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's important if they want to make sure they don't wear down later in the game.
Absolutely. Over the course of a game, you have to stay hydrated. And I like this timeout. You're getting terrible rim protection right now.
Well, you got to ask your team to give you a little bit more effort because there's just not a lot of fire on the defensive end.
Spurs making a switch here. Forbes checked in.
And here we can check out the story of LaMarcus Aldridge. His last 10 games have been exceptional. 12th in scoring, 19th in field goal percentage, and he's among the top 20 free throw shooters in the league. Doesn't waste many opportunities at the line.
And yeah, one of the most dangerous scorers in the game. He's already come up big in some key games this year. His teammates really feed off his presence, I think. The Thunder leading by 12. Here's Westbrook. Gets that one through the hole, make him now 7 of 13 in this game.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Mills dishes to Forbes. Spurs working the ball around now. Again, the miss by the Spurs. The Thunder shooting very well. 58%. The offense is flowing right now early for them. And that one drops.
And not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
Now here's Mills. He hasn't scored yet. That I'm sure will change. Feeds it to Forbes. Nailed from three-point land.
Well, there's a couple things that Patty is working on to be a better player in this league, and finding the open man is one of them.
And there's the basket. Whistle blows and a chance for a three-point play. Going to the line for one.
Oh, great ball movement there.
The Thunder shooting their third free throw shot of the game.
And taking a look at their free throw statistics on the season, right around 74%.
One shot. One shot.
And for the Spurs last season, falling short of their goal of winning another title. But Greg Popovich, Brent, still called it a great season.
Well, they had their second most wins ever under Pop last year. 7 new players to integrate. In the first year without rock-solid, steady force Tim Duncan down there on the low block. They did have some injuries late down the stretch, and they can look back on another season where they gave their best effort and put themselves in position to get another NBA championship.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
To the wing right side, Forbes. A three-pointer is right on target. Forbes has got 6.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
They're going to turn it over. They couldn't get it in bounds that time. Patterson, he's checked in for Oklahoma City.
Rudy.
1:24 left here in the opening quarter. Here's Gay. Tries again, and the layup is up and in.
And Gay has great length down on the block there. Fantastic at just jumping on opportunities to score when he's down low. Starting to surge here, and we're only in the first quarter.
And I'm loving what I'm seeing. The passion that they're playing with up and down the floor.
And Mills kicks to Aldridge. To the paint. Gay can't hit.
Credit the defense, wisely avoiding fouling the shooter. Don't want to give up a personal there. And he made him attempt a difficult layup.
Ferguson misses. Spurs trail by 15. Pass to Forbes. Lets it go from deep. That falls. Nice feed that time for Manu Ginobili. Forbes has got his 3rd basket of the night right there. Here's Johnson, and then Johnson with the jam.
And already with the commanding lead, a terrific offensive performance.
And if you check out the strategy, you can see already the plays that they're calling. Feels like they found a weakness or two in the defense.
And the Spurs with possession here, following the score by Oklahoma City. And 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot.
Well, that was a nifty move from Aldridge. Catches the defender out of position and uses his expertise to take advantage.
The Spurs shooting their first free throws of the night right here.
Two shots.
And he knocks down the first one.
Second player taken in the 2006 NBA draft, Aldridge has been an all-star multiple times and one of the game's most prolific scorers over the past decade.
Good on both. The Thunder leading by 12. Grant the pass to Patterson. Over Gay. 11 feet out and he hits it. 17 seconds left to play here in the first. Poke loose. And the Thunder pushing it up now. Here's Patterson. That's good, and so Felton has the assist there. Felton has got 3 assists tonight.
And at full speed, he still has the wherewithal to get himself in good position.
Yeah, the snap decisions right there, reading the situation on the move and then making the right choice.
Russell Westbrook has been leading the charge for Oklahoma City. They kept going to him again and again, and he delivered with a monster quarter. And we'll be right back after this. And the Gasol brothers, Pau, talked about the joy of sharing the NBA stage with his brother Mark.
it's like a dream come true. It's hard to really picture it. I'm just proud to be Mark's brother, and I'm proud of what he's become as a basketball player and as a man.
Well, their story is a bit like a fairy tale, the way two of them, sons of medical professionals in Spain, have become two of the best centers in the NBA of this era.
Especially when you remember what a raw talent and how big and bulky Marc Gasol was when he was drafted by the Lakers. I mean, they traded him to Memphis for his brother, and that does all seem like fiction, doesn't it?
And welcome back. It's been all one-sided so far through the first quarter as our second quarter gets underway. And for the Thunder here, they've been putting on a show, guys.
Aggressive defense in that first period. They forced several miscues.
Well, you just start to wonder, how did we get to this score at the end of one? I think those steals really established momentum in their favor.
Felton is out there with Ferguson. Then there's Grant. Then it's Johnson. And it's Patterson in at the 4 spot. That's the group for Oklahoma City getting going here in the second. And Mills kicks to Aldridge. Here's Gay, not wasting any time and taking the shot and knocking it down. Gay's got 6.
I love how Gay keeps the ball high, not allowing the defense to block it. His length really comes in handy.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
LaMarcus Aldridge standing 6'11", tall for the power forward position.
He's got the size advantage on most defenders and a devastating ability to shoot a turnaround jumper, especially over the left shoulder from the mid-range. So a great and capable scorer.
The execution on point, just terrific timing on these passes.
I really like the idea that his teammates are waiting until he's in great spots to finish off the possessions. Everything's working.
Ginobili dishes to Forbes. Spurs passing it around. Shot clock at 5. The 3. Thunder with the rebound. Looking ahead, they've got the Jazz coming into town for the next game. That game will conclude a 3-game homestand.
It's contagious. Every guy on the team working to keep this streak alive.
It's so fun when you're rolling like this. You just want it to continue as long as possible. And right now, fingertips are ablaze.
Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sidelines.
Well, guys, Kawhi Leonard has become a go-to scorer, but his focus still starts at the defensive end. He said, my mindset is the same every game. Whoever I'm playing against, I go in and try to stop their best scorer and then try to get myself going on the offensive end. Kevin?
And David, that's what you get with Kawhi. Mr. Consistency, one of the best two-way players in the game. Timeout is called, first of the game for the Thunder. And Jeremy Grant, a member of the great Grant family line that has had so many NBA players.
Well, I played with his uncle Horace in Seattle, and the thing that I like about Grant is there's just nothing in terms of nonsense when he has the ball. It's straight line drives right to the rim, and he's coming down hard around the rim.
Group in here for the Thunder. Steven Adams, he's checked in for Johnson. Anthony comes in for Patrick Patterson. George is checked in for Jeremy Grant. And it's Andre Robertson in for Ferguson. San Antonio also making some changes. Pau Gasol is checked in for Aldridge. And it's Green in for Manu Ginobili.
Not a lot of defense there. You can't afford to let guys shoot freely from the mid-range. They're not going to miss those all that often.
Tony Parker's checked in for the Spurs.
First team foul into the lineup of the Spurs. Tony Parker.
And here in the second quarter of action with a hair under 2.5 minutes played so far. And again, Oklahoma City, no good. Knocked away. He kicks it to Gasol. And it's good on the assist by Parker. Parker's got his 3rd assist on the night.
And good timing from Powell. Readied himself for the ball and shot on catch.
Oh, and how about squeezing the orange as tight as he could there before the stuff?
Yeah, no way he's going to lose that thing on the way up. Parker kicks to Green. Gay, that's a 2-pointer. That one a little long.
And that's really a function of the offense not working as it should.
Yeah, maybe lazy play calling or just going through the motions on that possession. This often leads to a bad shot.
And it's Green missing. Oklahoma City leading by 22. And in the second quarter, a little under 3.5 minutes played already. And it's out of bounds. The Spurs able to retain possession here.
Taking a look here at numbers for Gasol. Over the last 10 games or so, he's really shown up. Getting around 12 points a game, 8 rebounds, and 2 assists. And he's really been pulling his weight. He's had a hand in some big plays here recently.
I think you look across the board right now, and he's just doing a much better job. The numbers bear that out.
And that one's good. Green.
And for a guy who once had few, if any, dribble drive skills coming into the league, you have to like Green's aggressiveness.
And the rebound goes to Pau Gasol.
Right now he's just out of sync. A lot of shots rimming out, and he's got to try to find something different.
Parker against Felton. Fires the 3. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. The biggest lead of the game was 24 points. They get it back. Anthony. And the rebound paying off as they pick up 2 on the second chance bucket right there.
I see Melo slink himself into position there, and good timing on the offensive rebound putback.
And the wide open shot from Green. Second chance shot, and he's fouled on the shot. 1 free throw coming up.
His hard work on the backboard really just has given them more opportunities to score. When you watch Rudy Gay out there on the court, you see just why he's always been a solid scorer in our league. I mean, any situation, any type of offense, he can find a way to get points, and really one of the more underrated players we have in our league.
Kyle Anderson, he's checked in for the Spurs.
One shot.
And with Rudy Gay, scoring, Greg, has never been a problem for him, has pretty much had the same level of production his entire career.
Yeah, and if you say that about some players, it's considered an insult, but it's a good thing for Gay. Usually will shoot in the mid-40s for this field goal percentage and solid at that small forward position. Also a great ISO game.
Parker passes to Gasol. Green kicks to Gay. Spurs passing it around. Then Gasol with the dunk.
Now, he's not going to impress you with the overall athleticism, but respect the length of Pau Gasol. A powerful finish there.
And as you would expect, Steven Adams has grown into a larger role with this team. Really came in as a guy who could defend and rebound, but starting to become more of a factor within their offensive framework.
The Thunder have made 3 free throws so far. Haven't missed any.
Two.
Free throw good, Adams. And Greg, with Adams, he hasn't just been given more opportunity to display what he can do on offense. He's earned it.
You hit it right on the head. And, you know, as an example, a guy that was a bad free throw shooter, all of a sudden he became respectable because of his work ethic last season. Much more nimble in the paint than most would think. Just good awareness, and he knows when to pick his spots.
Well, we don't have a chalkboard here to draw it up, but if you could explain it, what's your favorite inbounds play when you really need a bucket?
All right, Kevin, so the guy goes to the right, he comes off the down pick, and then on the backside you run the hammer and you dribble to the right side, you throw along the baseline, but you're looking for the 4-man on the slip, and also the 5-man's popping back for the jump shot. Got it?
I got it. I like the run the hammer. Run the hammer.
so many coaches from the college ranks that have come up to the NBA and not been quite as successful as the run that gave him that opportunity. Billy Donovan certainly has found success early on here in Oklahoma City. Great couple years for him to begin his professional coaching career.
And a look here at the shot chart for Oklahoma City.
Well, this is what you wanted to see from him. I mean, he's not settling for anything and is going right at the defender, taking the ball to the rim whenever he can. And the attitude he's had on offense is keeping his team flying around, as his energy is contagious out there right now.
Westbrook against Parker. A wide open look for Gasol. Gasol with another miss. Several playoff appearances, even when losing a major star like Durant. Donovan certainly has shown he's more than capable at the NBA level.
I think Billy Donovan did a great job of leaning on what the assistant coaching staff for his ball club has to offer him. Tons of experience there, and so he opened his ears and listened to those things and then chose what he wanted to implement within his system. It also doesn't hurt that Russell Westbrook has stuck around, Kevin.
Parker against Westbrook. Parker kicks to Anderson. Once again off the mark by San Antonio. Oklahoma City leading by 23. And it's Westbrook missing.
And forcing the miss there. He just knows how to pressure you defensively.
We hear a lot about rim protection. This is a good example of how valuable it can be.
Before his injury, Rudy Gay had made some strides on the defensive end. In general, Greg, he doesn't get enough credit sometimes for his impact on that side of the ball.
Yeah, Gay has always been a great ball hawk. I mean, he's got long arms to pick off lazy passes. He gets a good amount of blocks for a wing player as well. Very much so underrated when you talk about his defense.
And he makes the first.
And the thing about Rudy Gay, you never know when he's going to have a night where he just explodes. He's one of those guys that can just score in bunches.
Rudy Gay hits them both.
Well, his body control is phenomenal, and his ability to get to the line has always been impressive. That's a huge part of his game.
And each bucket at this point feels like a backbreaker.
Well, to win at this level consistently, you cannot be faint of heart, and he's going in for the kill.
To the paint, here's Anderson. That one falls, his second basket of the game. He's now 2 for 3.
Anderson's inside game reminiscent of an old teammate of his, Boris Diaw, patient in the post around the rim. He's a heady player. He knows how to get himself going and giving his team a real advantage right now on the offensive end.
Parker kicks to Gasol. Gasol a screen. Green draws the double. Now the pass to Parker. There's a good screen. Gay dishes to Anderson. 5 on the clock. Anderson can't get that one to fall.
A slight rebound advantage for them. One more column in their favor, and it's all adding up.
And Paul George kind of made it known of his desire to leave for LA after this season, but big risk for the Thunder to make that move and trade for him.
The Thunder have been good at the line so far, 5 of 5.
Shooting 2, gentlemen.
That's good from George. And for Paul George, who knows what the future holds for him, but Greg, he is a great fit, it would seem, for the Thunder.
Listen, you give the Thunder another star to pair with Westbrook, and they're taking a leap of faith here with George.
And both free throws good for Paul George.
And they have yet to miss a shot from the line here this quarter.
Parker double teamed. Anderson outside. Gay kicks to Gasol. From deep, Green. The Thunder pull it in. Anthony's got his 5th rebound in this one.
Well, after getting off to a great start, hitting those first 2 shots, he's definitely regressed a little bit in this quarter.
Green, the pass to Parker. And it's blocked.
Iverson out there to play defense. He excels at getting off the ground so quickly to get the block.
Spurs shooting 33% in the second quarter. The offense has looked crossed up and confused at times. Anderson wide open. Good, and the assist goes to Gasol. Anderson's got 5 points now this quarter.
It's foolish leaving anyone that wide open from outside the arc. The D has got to be better.
And some guys just have a nose for scoring, and this one couldn't have been any easier.
Well, on the defensive end, this is a joke. The lack of awareness is exactly why this team is so far behind.
He took good advantage of that screen. 15 points for Gay.
Yeah, this team would be in some bad shape, guys, if he wasn't scoring like this right now.
Offensive rebound. Adams' shot is good.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
Parker kicks to Gasol. Good-looking screen by Gasol. And they double up Gay. And here we go with Anthony running it up the court. And Westbrook throws it down hard.
Well, an off-the-charts scoring night right here for Westbrook. It seems like he's getting just about anything he wants.
Parker kicks to Gasol. Good-looking screen by Gasol. Gay is doubled. Knocks it loose. And the jam by Rudy Gay.
And Gay has incredible lift on these dunks. Tremendous at slamming it in when given room to fly.
Dishes it to Carmelo. Passes it to Roberson. Oklahoma City moving the ball around. Here's Westbrook. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up. It's going to be on Rudy Gay. Well, Brent, the media and others have commented that while Westbrook is a gifted scorer, he isn't an efficient scorer. What do you think of that?
Well, Russell is surrounded by guys who are still trying to figure out exactly what they are supposed to be in the league. He's not going to wait around for them to figure it out on his watch. And so that's the delicate dance right now for Oklahoma City. Russell Westbrook trying to find a balance between leading the charge and putting a charge in his teammates.
The free throw drops for Russell Westbrook.
And the former college defensive player of the year in his conference. Few knew that Westbrook would reach such elite scoring at the pro level.
Catching up on the changes for Oklahoma City. Patterson, he's checked in for Steven Adams. Grant comes in for Carmelo Anthony. And Ferguson subbed in for George. The Spurs also changing it up. LaMarcus Aldridge is checked in for Gay. Ginobili comes in for Green. And it's Mills in for Tony Parker. Hey, Brent, Jerry West once said that his ultimate lineup would feature 5 6'9" players. I like that. In a league that features so much switching, and you were just talking about this, would that be the perfect recipe for a versatile lockdown defender?
Well, I'd take 4 6'9" players in Jerry West. How about that? That might be pretty
Always
good.
include West with anybody, right? West with anybody.
No doubt about it. At 6'9", I think what Jerry's alluding to there, Kevin, is the fact that each of those guys would have a tremendous amount of length to cover up the floor. So foot quickness, lateral movement, and then that length to bother anybody, not only challenging shots, but also getting to the rim and making sure that there's some protection around the interior part of your defense.
And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Kevin, the Spurs' Greg Popovich talked about developing players. He said, our method is usually tough love. I don't think coddling works, and beating them to death mentally doesn't work either. You give them a clear picture of what's demanded, show care, understand what makes them tick. If that doesn't get through, you get rid of them. Kevin?
And the military background of Popovich plays a part in this way of thinking, David. It's why the Spurs have been so successful for so many years. There's a minute 34 left in the second quarter. To the left side wing. From 18 feet away. And the shot is good, dropping in off the front of the rim. And that's now 6 points for Pau Gasol. Grant banked in off the glass.
And that bucket adds to what has been a big difference in points in the paint between the two teams.
Anderson the screen. Got a piece of it. Stolen by Westbrook. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Spurs will take it. Here's Ginobili. 11 points for him in that last game against the Grizzlies in Memphis.
A lot of those plays came off tremendous hustle. He was committed to ripping down as many rebounds as he possibly could in this one.
And off the left side of the rim, and it swirls in for him.
Well, he's a serious catch-and-shoot threat really every time down the floor. Mills has to be accounted for by the defense.
The shot's good from Westbrook.
Those defenders just look a little bit gassed. I mean, they're getting pushed around on that low block.
Over in the corner, Gasol. And they double up Gasol. And stolen by Patterson. About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks.
Well, it's one thing to play good defense, but then to alter the shot and get the rebound, that's a good day's work. Well, his struggles are consuming the rest of the team here tonight. He's got to find his rhythm and find it fast.
Here's Westbrook. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
Well, you give Russell Westbrook any kind of runway like that, and he can explode. What a terror on the inside.
He'll take his 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the game right here.
72% at the line this season. He has yet to set himself apart in that department.
Shooting 2, gentlemen.
That's good from Westbrook. And Russell Westbrook drops them both. Here's Mills. Looking at his numbers, he averages a bit over 9 points a game. Back to Ginobili. Fires the 3. That misses. Would have counted had it gone in. And so it's Oklahoma City out there all by themselves with a 32-point lead to end the quarter. From the field, they have been outstanding. Amazing shooting. That's what has them headed to a blowout. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thank you, Kevin. Here with Greg Popovich. Pop, what do you think was the main issue during the first half?
We didn't make shots.
Thank you for that insightful analysis, Coach. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, thank you, David. And folks, don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here for the start of quarter number 3.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
How about this? A major upset brewing. Welcome to the Halftime Show. Ernie Johnson along with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. There was no stopping Russell Westbrook in the first half. He had 30 points, 7 big steals, and 3 assists. He struggled in their last game, but he's not having any problems tonight. Really good first half for him. He was right on the mark. Kenny, let's get your take on Oklahoma City.
There's been one thing that's made a difference in this game above all else: their control of the backboard. They put forth an amazing effort on the glass, and the rebounding numbers aren't even close, Ernie. That'll be something to keep an eye on in the second half. They will be very tough to contain if that continues.
Shaq, what did you see from San Antonio?
Well, they got a ton of issues to work out. Allow way too high a percentage to be shot against them. Not really showing any energy on defense. No discipline. Look at their faces, Ernie. Do they even want to be here?
That about wraps it up. Time now for the second half of the game. We go to Kevin Harlan for the call.
Welcome back to Oklahoma City, everyone. You can see Chesapeake Energy Arena there in the background as the cars stream down I-40. Welcome back, everybody. Third quarter just about to get going here in what has been so far a runaway game. Well, you look at Russell Westbrook in this game. He has been everywhere.
And I love the game plan in that first half. They really valued each possession.
Efficient so far with the shots that he's taken. His contributions have been fantastic.
Welcome back, everyone, to the start of the second half. Big margin on our hands, but we'll see if that gap narrows down in the third and fourth quarters. And Greg Popovich has led the Spurs to the playoffs in all 20 of the full seasons he's coached the team. But you know what, Brent? He always gives his players the credit.
Well, Pop knows that the players are the ones who deserve all of the accolades, but there's no doubt that there's an appreciation for the way that Pop continues to put his team and each member of the team into situations where they collectively can compete every year. And it's not about just competing for the playoffs, Kevin. I'm talking about competing for titles. What a run that Greg Popovich has been on.
Here's who Greg Popovich is starting in the second half. Aldridge is at the 4 with Gasol at the 5. Parker and Green are the guard set, and it's Anderson in at the 3 spot. Parker dishes to Gasol. Green draws the double. Parker against Westbrook. That's tipped. Shot clock at 5. Anderson right side. Shoots it up. No good off the back of the rim.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
And he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up. And the foul goes against San Antonio.
Well, when Paul George announced this summer that he intended to leave for the Lakers when the contract ran out, you knew what was coming. Even as a rental possibility, the suitors lined up, and eventually the price was paid, and now George finds himself in a Thunder uniform.
First free throw is good. And to many, the Thunder came out of nowhere to land George in that trade.
You know, most thought Cleveland or maybe Boston were the front runners for his services, but the Thunder snuck in and made their team a 2-star squad once again. Very interesting to see how far the duo of Westbrook and George can go.
He's perfect from the line this time. Second half of basketball, just over a minute played so far. Westbrook against Parker. On the wing, Green. Green draws the double. Aldridge a screen. Stolen by George. And now the fast break. George with the ball. And George with the stuff.
Yeah, you see the athleticism George had on that dunk. It's so quick and explosive. Gets to the rim in an instant.
And the replay is courtesy of Under Armour. Unleash chaos. It was a great sequence from the steal all the way to the finish at the other end. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by George. And here's a look now at the shot chart showing the field goals attempted locations for Gay.
Well, you have to think that he is going to look to go to the rim a little more often going forward because the 3 ball just hasn't been there. Sometimes it seems he's not getting his feet set or rushing his shooting motion, but either way, it just ain't falling. Parker outside. Green the screen.
Right wing, shot clock at 6. Knocks it loose. It's stolen by Adams. The 10-footer. And Oklahoma City again with the bucket.
Ripping and running. They have a big advantage now in those transition opportunities.
Green kicks to Aldridge. Double team on Aldridge. Spurs passing it around. Gasol's shot is good.
Gasol doing a great job, Kevin, working down low in the phone booth and just finding enough room to get that one to go.
Westbrook. Rebound San Antonio. Gasol's got 9 rebounds now tonight.
But only the first miss of the second half. They've come out here with authority.
Green with the ball. Now Anthony defending. Poked away. Here's Adams, and Adams with the slam.
You got to close up any lane to the basket, because if you don't, Steven Adams is coming hard with a vicious dunk.
And the Spurs with possession here. And at home for the next game, it'll be Detroit pulling into town to start a 3-game homestand with that game. Now Parker. Westbrook with the...
Ooh!
Okay.
That's how you attack. Wow. Oh, that's an old-fashioned rim rattler.
Just a remarkable jam. These fans' jaws are on the ground right now. Here's Aldridge. Good, and the assist goes to Gasol. Gasol's got 4 assists in the game.
Gotta love the overall court awareness. Gasol always knows when there's a wide open teammate ready to shoot, and sometimes makes a dribble to set defenders up before delivering.
Tipped away. Anderson with the ball. George picks him up. To the paint. Here's Parker. And it's in there. Parker's got his 3rd basket of the night.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
And Roberson kicks to Adams. Outside for George. And it's George finishing it off.
Now flying high and throwing it down with the one hand.
Woo, one of his favorite moves right there, guys. Anderson kicks to Green. Shoots from 12. Gasol. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat. And it's about the tempo, guys. It favors them, and just look at that score.
Yeah, I'm a little bit exhausted here trying to keep up with these guys, and I'm just watching. And they always attempt to wear you out.
Oh, and he plucks it off the glass. Wow. Here's George, and it's George finishing it off.
Just increasing their advantage, and right now they're in a zone on both ends.
Love their strategy, and they've been able to execute on it, building a huge lead.
There's the dish to Parker. Gasol a screen. Green draws the double. Aldridge the pass to Parker. Green against George. And now the fast break. George with the ball. Here's Anthony. And terrific work on the offensive glass, and he picks up 2. Anthony's got 8 points.
I can't take Melo for granted on defense, that time with the active hands to help come away with the steal.
Inside, here's Adams. Good. A nice assist from Westbrook. Adams has got 6 here in this quarter.
Yeah, just continued sloppiness with the basketball. They are shooting themselves in the foot.
And here again, the Thunder in transition. Up the court they go. So the whistle blows on the shot, and 2 free throws for the contact right there. That's on LaMarcus Aldridge.
Yeah, you can see the defense break down, but credit the aggressive play of Westbrook for making that happen.
Steven Adams brings a lot to the team, Brent. Got a chance to be more involved, in fact, with the offense after Durant left.
Well, he's not a wispy 7-footer, Kevin. Thick and rugged out there on the floor and willing to set a lot of screens to free up Russell Westbrook. One of the things I'd like to see them do is maybe explore him in the post a little more often as an offensive threat. I think he's capable down there.
That's good from Westbrook.
Well, for the Thunder last season, the first one in the AD era, that stands for after Durant, you can imagine just how devastating his departure was for the fans of the franchise. But I think Sam Presti, as the general manager, prepared themselves for Kevin Durant leaving and for Russell Westbrook to assume the reins of the team.
And so Westbrook makes them both. And with OKC, as long as this team has been in this city, they have known success as a franchise.
Part of the fear that losing KD in free agency was that the success was going to go with them. But on the shoulders of Russell Westbrook having an historic NBA season, averaging a triple-double, Billy Donovan got these guys to play pretty hard, ended up being in the playoffs, and now have young guys that maybe could show some potential to maintain a level of success this fan base is used to.
For San Antonio, they've gone 4 of 9 from the floor so far in the third. Got a piece of it. And the official signaled the backcourt violation. Not very careful there.
And who doesn't love stats? Here are some numbers for Russell Westbrook. Averaging about 22 points per, 9 assists, and 9 rebounds. And he's a threat to go off in any game from anywhere.
I love it when guys tap back into that gift. All these guys at some point were that kind of player in their career. Fun to see it show up here.
Wow, unconscious has he been this quarter. They're riding that hot hand.
Outside, Green. Tries to snap the cold streak. He gets that one. Green's got 10.
Green shooting the ball has such a quick release. Just got to stay confident.
Westbrook kicks to George. Over Green. A tad short, but it's good off the front iron. And now 24 points for George.
Yeah, the onslaught continues. He's been unstoppable now for a couple of nights.
Well, a tip of the cap to the coaching staff here. They're recognizing how well he's playing, so the game plan has been built around him.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
This OKC team is one of the best in the league when it comes to getting themselves to the free throw line, and a lot of that comes with the sheer force of Russell Westbrook, who draws a ton of fouls. But there's a few other crafty players who can get to work on the inside and find their way to the free throw line.
He's had 4 chances at the line, made them all.
And he buried a bunch of shots from the stripe in that last game.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
The first free throw is good. The Thunder, a strong team at getting points off free throws, Brent. It helps having Cantor, who's also good at drawing fouls.
Well, we see how much a team can have success just stealing easy points from the free throw line. So most teams that are near the top in terms of finding free throw attempts per game find their way into postseason play. The Thunder have set that trend. Westbrook's aggressiveness, Cantor on the inside, and Adams playing aggressive around the rim.
Impeccable from the line since halftime.
Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Forbes can't get it to go. The Thunder shooting it as well as you're going to see, 67%.
And Jeremy Grant is one of those guys that's capable of highlight dunks on a nightly basis. That time, vicious finish.
Here's Mills. Here's the screen. He dishes it to Forbes. Aldridge with it, and it's Johnson picking him up. And that one's good by Aldridge.
That screen made it impossible for the defense to put up any kind of fight.
Aldridge has gotten 4 of his 7 shots to go. It's good. That's 28 points for George.
Well, the O looks unstoppable tonight, especially because of that guy. He's just torching him.
Aldridge a screen. They double him with George. Taken away by Felton. And here we go. George heading to the hoop. And it's George finishing it off.
And George just has that extra gear. Well, once he kicks into it, he is nearly impossible to stop.
San Antonio's gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Mills dishes to Aldridge. And taken away by Johnson. Right side George. Good. And a nice assist from Felton. 32 points for George.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Takes the assist and lays it in. Picked out the pass nicely.
Not a stellar first half, but he's become an absolute machine scoring the ball in the second. Gotta love the effort there. An undersized 4 who can really make things happen with that leaping ability.
Doubled by Felton, and Mills kicks to Gay. George with the defensive effort.
The defensive reaction time, it was just immediate on that one.
And sometimes the most important part of that is the angle that the defender chooses. That time, he chose wisely.
And Mills kicks to Aldridge. Spurs passing it around. The rebound by Johnson. Johnson's got 4 rebounds now tonight. And then George with the jam.
Oh, let's go home. That was just ridiculous.
I do not remember the last time I saw a dunk like that in a game. Ginobili with the ball. He's been patient so far, nothing yet on the scoreboard. He was all alone on that one.
Not the biggest fan of that shot, but he had the space to get it off, so why not?
And George, here we go, makes it off the glass.
And we're seeing some great ball movement out of this group, guys.
San Antonio's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. Aldridge a screen. And Mills kicks to Aldridge. Over Johnson. Bank shot, no good.
The defense did a really good job of choking off the middle there once he got inside.
And that one's good, George.
And I just love the aggressiveness from George, just slicing apart the defense with that terrific ability to penetrate.
They double-team Ginobili. And that's out of bounds. San Antonio will retain possession. Some good defense in the NBA, so let's check out the leaders. The Spurs second. In third, the Thunder.
And we're getting to watch 2 of the NBA's great defensive teams. I mean, very difficult to score as they both contest every shot.
Patrick Patterson, he's checked in for Oklahoma City. Ginobili the pass to Mills. Here's Gay. The rebound by Johnson. The Thunder shooting 70% from the floor. Truly incredible work from this offense tonight. Good on the bucket.
Just impressed with the teamwork out there, setting the table for one another.
There's 53 seconds left here in the third quarter. Patterson bringing the double. Ginobili gets a wide open look. Here's Gay. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
And Gay is just so crafty inside, forcing the defense to hit him in the paint.
How about the Spurs clinching their 20th straight playoff appearance last season? An amazing run, more than twice as long as the next active streak. And the longest streak in the league was the Sixers from 1950 to 1971. I think the Spurs are going to get past them.
That's good from Rudy Gay. And Greg Popovich tied for the longest streak of consecutive playoff appearances by a head coach.
Well, how about 18 straight 50-win seasons for Pop? Just a remarkable run of tremendous success where you could look at maybe 5 or 6 other opportunities where the San Antonio Spurs could have won another NBA title. You realize young DeJounte Murray was still in diapers the last time that they won less.
There's 42 seconds left in the third. Johnson and the slam dunk by Johnson.
Oh, how about using the rim to get some true hang time?
You know, he just wanted to make sure the landing was softer than the takeoff. Aldridge a screen. Mills dishes to Aldridge. The shot from the low post is good. Aldridge has got 10 points here in the second half.
You know, he has single-handedly helped them carve into this lead thanks to his scoring in the quarter.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. The defense, nowhere to be found.
And Mills kicks to Gay. Aldridge left side. Back to Mills. Aldridge a screen. To the inside. Misses the layup. He had him with that pump fake.
Yeah, just misjudged the layup. Defense has to be better. Very fortunate there.
And so it's the Oklahoma City Thunder, enjoying the kind of gigantic lead you almost never see. They've had active hands and have forced a lot of turnovers in this one. And we'll be back with you shortly. Now let's hear what head coach Billy Donovan was reviewing with his team in the huddle.
Guys, good job hitting ahead. That means we're running, which is good, okay? We've got to pay attention right now, okay, and what we're doing coming out of timeouts.
Pushing the action, fast pace. Billy Donovan wants to keep them rolling it out.
Yeah, I mean, they're doing a good job in transition. They just need to stay focused and be efficient.
And we welcome you back as we get going here in the fourth quarter. The final quarter of play can change everything. The Spurs shooting 43% from the field. Grant is out there with Patrick Patterson. Then there's Felton. Then it's Johnson. And it's Ferguson in at the 2. That's the lineup in the game for Oklahoma City. Here's Paul. And they double up Paul. He feeds it to Laverne. For 3, Murray gets it to go from beyond the arc. Murray's got the fourth quarter started here with a bucket for the Spurs. And the dunk by Grant.
Grant's always looking for those seams, so when he finds one, he'll rip right into it, like his aggressiveness there.
And here is Murray. The feed now to Laverne. Paul outside. And they double up Paul. Here's Forbes. No good off the front iron.
Yeah, bad shot there. Trust is lacking. You got to be willing to make the extra pass.
Yeah, just too anxious to try and make something happen out there. This is about the team, not about you.
Murray, good.
Yeah, that's 2 straight 3-pointers they've allowed.
Here's Johnson, and it's Johnson with the jam.
Well, check out that assist. That's a pair of teammates that are clearly on the same page.
To the middle, here's Laverne. And he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed.
And given that Laverne is almost 7 feet tall, it's no surprise that he uses his length once he's deep down on the inside.
Nicely done. They continue to attack inside, and that's 10 points in a row in the paint.
Knocked loose, stolen by Grant. One-on-one here. Ferguson's shot is good.
And they've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
Murray the pass to Bertens. And again, it's San Antonio with a 3.
Yeah, those are starting to add up, guys. Of their last 5 baskets, 3 have been triples.
Murray with it. Now Felton defending. Murray kicks to Laverne. And again, it's the Spurs from deep.
Boy, this final period, they are putting up a ton of shots from deep.
Yeah, and making them. Once you get into this kind of rhythm with the 3-ball, it is so difficult for the defense to do anything about it. Well, passing is something he does very well, especially when it comes to leading his man to the right spot.
There's the foul. It's on Patrick Patterson. That's foul number 2 for him. And Brent, every year on average, it seems like players get a little taller, they can jump a little higher, they run a little faster. What are your thoughts about raising the rim above 10 feet where it stands now?
That's a great question, Kevin. I don't think that's happening anytime soon, but
you had I can see you shaking your head, and you kind of laughed at it.
Yeah, I just can't see it happening.
The game is hard enough as it is right now, right? Is that what you're saying?
It is. I like your idea about making the court a little bit bigger, but 10 feet seems to be a pretty good number for where that tin sits.
About right, huh? And the wide open shot from Paul. Another shot. Changes up, and the layup is good. third minute of action now gone here in the fourth. Here's Patterson. Count that one as his 7th make in 8 attempts. He is a scorching 86%.
I don't know what's happening defensively, but they're not putting up any resistance.
There's the pick. Here's Murray. And the rebound goes to the Thunder. Johnson's got 8 rebounds in this game. Patterson. And it's Patterson finishing it off.
I like that recognition. Effortlessly getting his teammate the ball in a spot where he knows he can do something with it.
Here's Bertans for 3. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. Johnson's got 9 rebounds now tonight. Bringas with a bucket.
Oh, man, gotta love that pass there. Couldn't ask for a better one.
Here's Murray. To the left wing. Takes a 3. A putback, controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
And when it comes to rebounds, Laverne is relentless on the glass.
And the dunk by Grant.
Man, he sure can get off the floor.
He one of the best in the business, absolutely. San Antonio's gotten 8 shots off from three-point land and hit half of them. And that'll be Oklahoma City's ball as it goes out of bounds. And the Spurs making a change here. Parker's checked in. Oklahoma City shooting has been just uncontainable. 72%. Patterson, that's good. Patterson's got 8 points here in this quarter.
And it's been about that execution offensively. I mean, they have been superb.
Yeah, they're just absolutely getting anything and everything that they want out there. They have not let up.
Here's Parker. Money from the wing.
No, that's just too easy for Parker there. He loves getting those opportunities.
Here's Aprinas. Tries again. And the nice bucket inside from Patterson. Patterson's got 12 points here in the second half.
Another bucket down low. They've been the aggressors, taking the ball inside and attacking at the rim.
Johnson over to help. Right wing. Paul with the ball. Now defended by Grant. Just 5 to shoot. And it's Paul missing.
Well executed. Great rhythm. You've got to finish that one.
Well, it's like Thanksgiving out there, carving out space off the screen. Couldn't complete the play.
And that's what you want in transition, a high percentage opportunity.
The story is true, and here the defense does a very poor job of matching up.
And stolen by Patterson. Jumps up, and it's Patterson finishing it off.
Yeah, good job with the anticipation, and then the quick hands results in points off the break.
Sometimes you calculate the risks, and he did it there, but couldn't have turned out any better.
Parker passes to Bertans. Stolen away. And now the fast break. Grant with the ball. And the dunk by Grant.
I think Jeremy Grant's becoming better and better defensively. Nice job of swiping the ball away that time.
They've been a little too casual with the ball out there.
Yeah, but you can't force that square peg into the round hole. Oftentimes, you just got to make that first simple pass and get a rhythm from that.
Yeah, can't be frustrated at him tonight. He's doing his job. You see his guys step up a little more.
And you can see it. They're in a nice rhythm in terms of shooting. It's been that way the entire second half.
And then there's the other team. Can't say that about them. Big gap in the recent field goal percentage between these two squads.
And stolen by Patterson. And there's another one for the Thunder.
And that set them apart today, guys. Their success with the mid-range.
Parker kicks to Bertans. Offline with his 3. Oklahoma City shooting just phenomenal here tonight. 73% from the field. Grant, that's good.
Their interior has been inferior defensively. It has got to tighten up.
Parker dishes to Murray. There's a screen. Pass to Paul. And he comes off the screen to bury the jump shot.
I give some credit to the screen out there. That totally freed up the shooter to take advantage of that look.
And the dunk by Grant.
Jeremy Grant, some change in the couch here, finding some offensive rhythm for the team.
Here's Parker. Kicks it to Laverne. Feeds it to Parker. And we're seeing more athletes use cross-training to improve their strength and conditioning. Back in the day, did you play any sports outside of basketball to improve your results?
Kevin, if I asked you if surfing helped my basketball, would you say yes?
Well, in your regard, I would say yes. It did help balance, right?
Yes.
What about that?
Hey, I should have surfed a lot more than Kevin.
Pass to Bertans. There's the three. The shot misses, and Oklahoma City will go with it the other way.
And the stroke definitely lacking confidence this quarter. Nothing on target.
Well, Grant showing some toughness on that play. He welcomes the contact. He's so athletic, goes right through it that time.
Greg, you watch the Thunder play, and it's clear that this team comes out looking to attack. Everyone on the team wants to put it on the floor and go right at the rim.
And part of that is their leader, Westbrook, just setting the tone. I mean, team finished near the top in points in the paint last season, and the addition of Paul George just helps to enforce that strength.
And he knocks down the first one.
Well, the Spurs system hasn't changed through the years, but certainly some things being more emphasized than others. You had the post attack, certainly with Tim Duncan and David Robinson, and then it shifted to the drive and kick style with Manu and Tony Parker. And now they're back to playing the mid-range game with Kawhi Leonard and LaMarcus Aldridge.
And Grant drops them both. And in the past, there's been a distaste for isolation basketball in the Spurs organization. But we're seeing more iso ball running through Kawhi and Aldridge.
Well, they do a great job of passing out of the post, and mainly that's the reason why they use it. Force teams to come down as the ball gets closer to the rim and commit several defenders, and then the spacing takes over on the weak side. So they still utilize a pass-first style, and the isolation kind of sets up opportunities on the weak side.
Great positioning on the putback.
This is a guy whose mindset just never changes. Even when they're losing, he's always going to be aggressive.
Ferguson, that's good, and so Felton has the assist there.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Shoots the three. The rebound by Johnson. Johnson's got 11 rebounds in the game. Ferguson's shot is good. Ferguson's got 6 in the quarter. Now here's Parker. He kicks it to Forbes. The pass to Gay. There's the screen. And taken away by Johnson. Here's Ferguson. And oh, he jams it right over Laverne. Ho-ho!
Wow, we are going to remember that one for a while.
I know I will, Greg. That was special. That was really special. Spurs shooting fairly well in the fourth, around 48%. Passes it to Bertans. Screened by Parker. They get a hand on it. Hey, Brent, what are some of the biggest differences between NBA play and international play?
I think in international play, and we're moving more and more towards it, Kevin, is possessions oftentimes involve 5 to 6 passes and exploring quick cuts to the basket, big guys away from the hoop, and opening up space around the lane for cutters to get in there and slicing through with passes to get available scoring opportunities. A lot of these coaches have borrowed some sets, especially during international competition with the Olympics, that they brought back to training camps for the NBA season.
Passing, cutting, shooting. I mean, those are the most attractive things to the naked eye to see and watch.
You know what, Kevin? That sounds a lot like basketball to me.
Yeah, me too.
That's good passing down low. He's good at working the ball deep into the post.
Dishes it to Laverne. Here's the screen. Parker outside. He feeds it to Laverne. Over Felton. Tried to bank it in, but he misses. The Thunder shooting has been out of this world. 74% from the field.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing
blowout, big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for the Thunder.
As one-sided as it gets today, you know, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, it's hard to think of what didn't go right for them. Game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was just on target.
And an important milestone for them tonight as they pick up win number 10.
And with this win now, we're all square, 1-1. 2 more games yet to come in what's proving to be a very competitive season series.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for George.
Just a really solid effort on the offensive end. He was getting any shot that he wanted.
And Tony Parker in his prime, one of the best slashing point guards this league has ever seen. Just an outstanding finisher amidst the tall players. And one season, how about he almost led the league in points in the paint, a surefire Hall of Famer.
And he can't hit the second. And a bit of a down year for Tony Parker in 2017. His lowest three-point percentage in 5 years, lowest free throw percentage in 9.
Yeah, I mean, you'd like to see him hitting threes at a higher clip. The previous couple seasons, he shot it up over 40%, and a great way, I think, to boost his offense, even though he has slowed down a bit.
Johnson up top, defended by Laverne, and the shot goes in.
And saving their best for last. Tremendous run here to seal the win.
And you could just see everything coming together like a perfect storm, and they just rolled on through.
Got that one up quick. Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City. They're up. There's 31 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And Tony Parker in the 2017 season with the lowest minutes per game average in his career. He was playing so well in the playoffs. I mean, historically well. Then, Greg, as we know, the quad injury in the playoffs.
Yeah, and it's pretty clear that 15-year run he's had as a starter, that window is rapidly closing. But still effective, just no longer the focal point that he once was.
Now we've got a moment for our Jordan Player of the Game, Paul George.
And it's been a ridiculous performance in the best sense possible. I mean, everything about his game has been working. And no matter what they've thrown at him, he's had the answer.
What a connection he has to these fans. They love him here. And the more he has games like this, the deeper that connection gets. DeJounte Murray, he's checked in for Tony Parker. There's 31 seconds left in the game. Here's Ferguson, and he throws it down hard with one hand.
And you can tell they're ready to start celebrating a well-deserved victory here tonight.
Yeah, you can see the fans, they've already started celebrating themselves. A gutty performance.
He's all alone. Here's Abrinas, flushes it down to finish the break.
He really takes off, just never looks back.
Yeah, by the time anyone even thinks of chasing him, he's gone.
Murray kicks to Gay. No good with the layup. So no problem for Oklahoma City as they get the win. It was a tale of two teams tonight, one that was in total control, operating flawlessly, and the other just searching for answers that they could never find.
I mean, the energy here is just so tremendous. Fans involved from the get-go, and once they started to really pour it on, it was fun to see that rhythm and flow from their perspective.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks very much, Paul. Congrats on the win. Where is your team's attitude right now?
Continue to, play together. and we could just stick to that, keep working, staying confident, keep defending, and knocking shots down, we'll be all right.
Looked like it all came together tonight, Paul. Thanks very much. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Brett Barry, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. We'll see you next time.